What's up, mateys? Is that pirate enough for you? Is that okay? I am back with a very late review of One Piece, the live-action series on Netflix, Season 1. And I know I'm a little bit late to the game talking about it. We're done. But I want to get my thoughts out there before we continue, because there has been a renewal of the show. Since the writer and actor strikes are over, we can get started on the new series of episodes. And I wanted to talk about this because I have become quite a One Piece fan over the last couple of years, and also late to the game. But I have rarely talked about One Piece on this channel. Mainly because it's been around, everybody talks about it. I don't know if I really have anything new to say about the property at the moment. But maybe I will. So hey, let's talk about this season 1 of this show that shouldn't have been this good. And yeah, I'm gonna say it right now, I really enjoyed it. And of all the animes that they could have done, and live action for a Western audience, on a TV budget, on a streaming TV budget, One Piece would not have been one of the shows I would have mentioned off the top of my head, because it's so fantastic, and there's so many different characters. You would have thought, no, not this one. Maybe it's something a little bit more simpler, but some of the more simpler ones have kind of crashed and burned. So, okay, let's give it a shot. One of the things I have noticed is that a lot of the fandom seem to want to give it a chance, and that had a lot to do with the fact that Netflix worked with its creator Oda to bring the show to life, and he had like veto power and he had say in the castings and such, which is a very similar manner to what they did with Neil Gaiman and Sandman when they did a series, season 1 for that show. And I, as a big Sandman fan, was very happy with the season they did. So that kind of gave me hope that the history would repeat itself. And I think it did. As you notice, a lot of fans kind of got more and more won over when they started seeing the sets, practical effects, the cast, and finally the teaser and the trailers. And yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. So anyway, let me get to the basics here. The showrunners are Stephen Madej and Matt Owens, and the cast is as follows. Anaki Godoy as Luffy, Emily Rudd as Nami, McKenyu as Zoro, let's see, Jacob Gidson as Usopp, we have Morgan Davies as Kobe, Taz Skylar as Sanji, Buggy is played by Jeff Ward, Vincent Reagan is Garp, McKinley Belcher III is Arlong, and Layla Isorli is Alvida. And the basics are this. It's an 8-episode arc adapting the East Blue Saga, which was around, if I remember right, 35 to 40 episodes or something like that. And it basically is our main crew getting together and finding their purpose in this world, and that is to become pirates. And they all have their own goals, and their arcs, even with this, first 40 episodes of 1,090 so far as of recording. So hey, were they able to do it? And this is the good. And one of the things that I think I felt was in their favor was the fact that, the show has a lot of cool fights, but it's not about cool fights. It's about the characters. That's why we care about this series so much, is because Oda took the time to really tell their stories, let us get to know them, laugh with them, cry with them, and the creators of the show, who are big One Piece fans, very wisely went with that and leaned into the characters. And I think they did a magnificent job finding a cast that has a good, strong chemistry, as well as being good actors in and of themselves and good performances. They all match up really well. I would dare say this is like kind of watching the Star Wars New Hope cast work together. And, George Lucas's idea of like, I need a cast that, I need to cast them together to see their chemistry. And, darn, they did that here. Let's see. As far as acting is concerned, the standouts to me is Godoy is Luffy. I think he is fantastic playing this character, who could have been really impossible to do because there's so many weird layers to him. He could have been annoying if performed incorrectly. And what I think he does, and a couple of the other cast members do this too, is tone it down a bit. And when he did that, that kind of intensifies the performance as far as like his cheerfulness, his optimism, his little kind of like dangerous smile. And I think that's what's so inviting about him, and he's really charming the way he does it. And then he can switch that off and be pissed off to the point where he sells it and you're on his side and you're backing him up. And I love when they're able to do that in this season, because we are very used to seeing him cheerful and kind of carefree and kind of almost like he doesn't give a shit about what is going on. And then when he does, like for instance in the final episode with Arlong, or even in the Usopp two-parter, you get to see him get mad and you get to see how he deals with it, and it's really good. Other performances are Emily Rudd, who almost was born to play this. I saw her social media talking about this. She's a huge fan of the show and Nami specifically, so this was a dream come true for her. Let's see. McKenyu is really wonderful, and he also, Godoy and Skylar, I think, wisely play down their characters, and it does create this, cool little intensity. So when the funny moments happen with his, quips, because he balances off with the characters, I think, very well. Because Luffy, Usopp, and Nami and Sanji are all bigger characters, and he is more quiet and intense and focused. And his quips, I think, really play off really nicely. And let's see, I did mention, let's see. Ginson as Usopp is so on the screen, and he is a little bit more romantic and a little bit more captivating than Usopp is in the beginning. And he really does sell kind of a romantic lead. I really like it. And I gotta say, with Kobe, with Davies' performance as Kobe, he is able to do this really cool thing with him where you're able to kind of fear for him all throughout, and he is sort of our window into the darker sides of this universe as well as the world government. And I think he and Garp are very well done in that regard. As well as I didn't write down the actor playing his friend. He is fantastic, by the way. But you get to see glimpses into this universe, which is coming, and we're going to see more. That's another thing. One more thing. Jeff Ward, Belcher, I sorely, good God, the villains they play in this are so excellent and layered. I sorely, who is only in maybe 15 minutes tops, maybe, of the season, sells her character so well. I could have done a whole hour with her. She finds that nice kind of dangerous balance, and Alvida is a character that is kind of you kind of forget about her, but here you don't forget about her. Man, she is so good in this. And of course, Belcher as Arlong, man, he knows how to sell the layers of that character. He is not just a dumb, menacing bully. He does have these moments of very hurt anger that is underneath and kind of fueling his rage towards humans. And we get to see a little bit of that. I love how he sells some of his lines, when he talks about Coco Village. Man, he just chews with those shark teeth. I really do love it. And of course, Jeff Ward, who is basically the best Joker I've seen in 20 years. Fantastic performance. His buggy is just so everywhere, and it's still grounded. He is funny, he is pathetic, he is dangerous, he is scary, he is pitiful. Wow. Good God, what a really strong performance from him as this character. And it's a character that gives. So he takes it and goes with it. Also, a big advantage of the writers of the show is that they had 25 years material to work with. So in comparison, like Oda, when he first started the series, didn't know all the details of what would be happening in later arcs. Obviously, he wasn't a psychic into the future of his own mind creating stuff. So, there are like little holes here and there that, he left, but that's been filled. So now that they go back and do adaptations, they can actually put those, they can seed those plot threads now in like the first episodes. For instance, at the execution in the beginning of the first episode, which is really nicely done. We get drops of Jinbei and Baroque Works. I think it's really nicely added to introduce Zoro, and that's a strong use of adaptation, by the way, is knowing your source. So hey, is there any bad things about this? There are, because one of the things they had to do, and they did very well for the most part, is kind of like cut and paste and know where they had to tell this story. And, some things had to be sacrificed where others were punched up. And I think 9 times out of 10 did it correctly. I like taking Don Krieg out of the Sanchi episodes and replacing him with, first off, like Mihawk, who, by the way, looks like he just walked out of the anime onto live action. What an awesome performance for this actor playing Mihawk. Every moment is just so wonderful with him, and he's just like some of the other actors, knows 100% what he's a part of and what his character is doing, and is just selling it. Not afraid to let the makeup do the acting, and it's for the better, I think. And his whole magic energy sword crap he does just comes off screen so well. But also replacing Don Krieg with not just that, but also with Arlong having shown up at the restaurant and getting Nami out, I think really works in favor of the arc they're telling. And let's see, we see that a couple times here and there. Like, it is unfortunate some that, as a big fan, there are some things I missed. There's certain characters here and there. It's like, it would have been nice to see them, particularly the magistrate who is in Nami's arc. It would have been nice to see a little bit more with him and his connection with Nami. That's one of the things in that storyline that really kind of touched me. But I understand you can only tell so much of these stories. And if you are a newcomer to One Piece, this is the first time you're watching it, you're not going to miss it, really. So, that's one of those things with adaptation. So, hey, I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to Season 2. I can't wait to see what these actors do. I am cautiously optimistic with how we're going to deal with Chopper, and I got my fingers crossed for the casting of Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that's probably a go. That's, unless both sides can't come to an agreement on things, I think it's going to happen. So I just hope they don't overdo it with stars, because one of the things I think is really good about this season is there's no stars in this. Maybe Jeff Ward is probably the biggest star in this season, and he's had some TV work and such, but yeah, they pretty much laid off it, and I think that suited it for the better, frankly. All the performances are just really good, and it would be a shame if they started loading it up and bumping up the budgets with bigger stars. My hope is they would keep that to a minimum. Have a Jamie Lee Curtis this season, another star next season, but not go too far with it. But hey, I think I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. I think it was just nailed. They really did a great job with this, and it's very impressive. I can't wait to see more. And what did you, the viewers at home, think? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like, love, hate, indifferent towards this adaptation? Did it make you want to watch the One Piece or series or read the comic? Let me know. You can hit the bell for notifications for more Manos videos. Like and subscribe, because I can, talk all day about any of this crap, frankly. Also, you can support me at $1 a month, not just the channel, but also Manos Publishing. And if you just want to hear me go on and on about stuff, you can follow me at, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Tumblr sometimes, and I do stuff. So I think that's it. So push the button, Lindsay.